Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Anup, and thank you, Aravind, Dilip. A very good morning to you all. So let's start the class. Guys, this as I told earlier, this is the project the current batch is doing. So right now, is it look nice? So observe, if I click on the product list, see what exactly it is telling. Please log in. Even if you try to access by simply typing the URL, at that time also, is it allowing or it is simply redirecting, sir? Simply redirecting. Now, in the same way, observe if I log in, observe, sir. Right now, all the alerts are good or bad, sir? These are looking very nice, right? These are looking very nice. So everything is happening, sir. So once I have the product related one, means it is in the construction related things. So right now, in this way, I can easily develop the application or not. So this looks eye pleasing to and the design is also very nice for us or not. This is the way we are going to develop the applications, not like what is that, hello world, and as well as see the home component. This is not, sir. So in this way, we are going to develop our web application, all the related things. Now, product listing related one, and we can see these related things in the coming classes, not today. These related things we are going to discuss in the coming classes. From the Monday onwards, you are going to learn the this product related things. But today, let us discuss about a very important one. Gods are completed. I'm going to show you angular component to component interaction. What is a class I'm going to discuss? Angular component to component interaction. This is nothing but I'm going to say C2C com. So very simple, component to component interaction. Component to component interaction. How it will do? How it is going to be discussed today. So right now, my requirement is I want to share the data between the components. So what are ways, sir? Parent to the child. What is the next one? Child to the parent. So we have child to the parent as well as what's a parent to the child. The third one, using common service. Using common service. Fourth one, view children, view child, and view children. So these are the things. Doraya, coming to your point, as security, we see only static, like returning true or false. But actually, we need to make it as a dynamic in the project. In the project right now, what I showed to you. Okay, like that one, we are going to see the implementation in the project directly. We'll learn the concept, but we will implement the concept in the project. Okay, that is what. Okay, thank you very much. So let's continue the class with the parent to the child and child to the parent related one. So let me create a simple example. Let us understand from the examples. Component example one. So let us see the first concepts. Parent to the child. What is the purpose of this configuration? I want to transfer some data from the parent component to the child component. What is my requirement, sir? I want to transfer the data from where to where, from the parent component to the child component. How it is possible? How it is possible? Today we are going to see. So very simple. Yes, before that, let us create the components for us. So guys, I'm going to create two components. Let us walk through the example. Paint, MS Paint, yes. So right now observe, this is my parent component and this is my child component. Parent, and here what's our child. So my requirement is what, sir? From where to where? From the parent component to the child component. So very simple. The first step, I'm going to create what is a variable, sir? I variable. So I want to share this data to the parent to the child. So here I'm going to create what, sir? J, and we are going to bind I variable, J variable equal to what, sir? I. So this is what the configuration. So very simple. What we are telling, sir, create a variable or create a property in the parent component, create a property in the child component, and assign what value to what value, sir? I value to the J value. Assign what value to the what value? I value to the J value. So we are going to do all this one. Let us learn one by one. Let us learn one by one. So let us understand the things, sir. What is the first step? Create a property. Create a property in the parent. I'm going to configure it as a I. Next one, create a property in the child. What is the property name? I'm taking J, and provide at the rate input decorator. Create a property in the child and provide at the rate input decorator. Third one, bind J variable, J property. Sorry, bind. The correct wording is what? I property to the J. Bind I property to the J. So let us see these steps one by one. So I'm going to create the components first. What is the component I'm creating? C1 component dot ts and C2 dot component dot html component dot ts, and the corresponding HTML pages also I'm creating. C1 dot component dot html and C2 dot component dot html. So I'm going to configure all these things are one by one. AI fun component. What is the tag name? C1. What is the template URL? C1. And I'm writing C1 component. I'm going to give the class name as component 1. Now tell me what is the property? I property. I want to transfer the number data. That is why I'm assigning the number value. Now in the same way, I need to configure what is the one, sir? The C2 component. C2, C2 here, C2 component 2. Everything is ready. So here I'm going to say H1 C2 component, H1 C2 component, and in the same way here I'm going to say H1 C1 component, H1 C1 component. So guys, let us first prepare the sample structure and provide the basic structure, then we can discuss about the things. Now tell me, whenever a new component is registered, we need to register in the whenever a new component is created, we need to register in the declaration section, component 1 comma component 2. So everything is ready. Now I am asking the question, sir, by default always it will display what is the answer? Component 1. By default it will display what is the answer? Component 1. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. What is the one I am doing? HTTP component, and here I'm going to say app component. Now I am asking the question, what is the main component for our application? What is the main component for our application? What is the main component for our application, sir? App component. Or what is the root component for our application? App component. Right now, if you want to integrate other components with this one, we should use the routing or we should write the tags here. So right now, I am asking the question, who is the parent component in this scenario? Who is the parent component in this scenario? Guys, I'm asking the question. Please participate in the session. Who is the parent component in this scenario? App component. Who is the child component, sir? Who is the child component? C1. Who is the child component? C1. Now I am asking the question. Right now, observe. Now tell me, who is the parent component now? Who is the parent component now? C1. Who is the child component now? Who is the child component now? C2. So right now I'm asking, what is the topmost component in any Angular application? What is the topmost or root component in an Angular application? App component. Remaining all are childs of the app component. Remaining all are childs of the app component. So remember this point. That is why app component is called as a root component. That is why app component is called as a root component. Now I am copying this code so that you can practice in the good way. Angular June 11th. I'm going to call it as a start logic. I'm going to call it as a start logic. So observe. Now let us follow our procedure. What is the first one? Create a property in the parent. Create a property in the parent. What is the property I'm creating in the parent, sir? I. Observe. I colon, what is the one, sir? Number equal to 10. So I define the I property. And in the same way, what is the next one, sir? Create a property child J. In the child, I need to create the property child J. Observe J. I created the property. And what is the decorator I need to provide for this one? Input. From where, sir? Parent. From where? Parent. What is the code I am configuring? Input. This data is coming from where, sir? Parent. This data is coming from where, sir? Parent. Now we have the things. And in the same way, go to your C1 component. Here I need to bind the property J property with the I property. This is also we call it as what? Data binding. Or in the data binding, we discussed about one-way data binding. In the one-way data binding, this concept is called as property binding. If you remember our one-way data binding, accessing the data, that is nothing but we can assign one component property to the another component also. So right now, I value is associated with what, sir? J. I value is associated with the J. I value is, I'm going to configure what is the one, sir? I. And in the same way, let me display the J value is J. So everything is ready. Let us run the program and let us understand through execution. Example cmd ng serve. It is compiling. Once it is compiled, let us see the output. So it is compiled successfully. It is compiled successfully. Let us see what is the answer. Localhost colon 4200. Observe this one, sir. From where to where the data values are coming? From where to where the data values are coming? From where to where the data values are coming? From C1 to the C2. From C1 to the C2. Not only with the updates, also it is coming the so I value is coming. So guys, sorry for the interruption. So let us go with the I value button. So let us increase the value. So we need to understand one important information here. What is the one? M1. Observe M1. What is the one, sir? This dot I equal to this dot I plus 2. So observe now only I value is increasing, or I value increased as well as it is updated the J value. Both, sir. It is increasing the I value as well as it is synchronizing I value with what, sir? J value. Now tell me, one time assignment or updates also coming automatically? One time or updates also coming automatically? Automatic updates. Tell me, it is a good feature or no? It is a very good feature, sir. So sometimes we want to transfer the data not for one time. Updates also we need to send. At the time I will go for what, sir? Component to component interaction. And what is the thing, sir? Parent to the child. Parent to the child. So everybody understand this point, I guess. Now let us go to the next thing. So right now it is designed as any, and you can configure number also, Satish. It's not a big deal. So it is your TypeScript automatically identify the data type based on the input value. TypeScript automatically identify the data type of this. Okay. So let us go with the button. Now I'm going to configure what is the one, sir? Click equal to M2. M2. Observe this dot J equal to this dot J equal to this dot J plus 2. This dot J equal to this dot J plus 2. So let me show you the some information here. Now observe, from the parent to the child is okay. What about the child to parents? Or any J value updates are receiving by your parent? Any J value updates are receiving by your parent? No. So with at the rate input, what can be achieved from the parent to the child communication can be achieved. What cannot be achieved, sir? Child to the parent. Cannot be achieved what, sir? Child to the parent. How to do this one, sir? I'm going to give you the procedure, very simple way. What is the first one, sir? Child to parent. So we cannot go with the property binding, but we should go with the event binding. We should go with the event binding. First step. We should go with what, sir? Event binding. What is the first step? Create a custom event. Create a custom event. How to do this one, sir? Very simple. We are going to use a event emitter class. So in Angular, if you want to create your own event, sir, we are going to use the event emitter. So what is the class? Event emitter. Class is used to create custom event. So how to create a event, sir? Very simple. Create a object for event emitter class. For event emitter class. So this is the way we are going to do. Next one. for any update, fire the event. For any update, fire the event. So how to do this one, sir? This dot event object dot emit. What is the method? Emit. What is the next one? Updated data. So these are the ways. Third one. So let us do the third one, sir. Very simple. Configure parent method for the new event. Configure the parent method for the new event. So these are the things, sir. In the child, what is the first one we are going to do? Create a custom event. Create a custom event. So these are child related configurations. These are child related configurations. And these are parent related configurations. These are parent related configurations. So let us go with the application. Let us do the programming, sir. What is the one we are going to configure? Send data. I can configure any name, sir, but right now I'm using event. So guys, remember one point here. Event emitter class is available in the two areas. Remember this one we should get from core also. In the node also, in the node.js also, we have the event emitter class. If you import that, you will get the issue. So right now I provided this one. Sorry, I forgot about this one. Provide @output decorator for this one, for the newly created event. For the newly created event. So what is the decorator? @output. So we provided the decorator and we provided the event. Now tell me, the first step is completed. What is the second step, sir? Any data updates. For any data updates, what is the code we are going to configure? What is the, for any data update, we need to call what's a event method, emit method we are going to configure. So right now, whenever I click the plus button, we are updating the J value. This J value I want to transfer to the parent. This J value I want to transfer to the parent. That is why what is the code I am configuring? This dot, what is the one, sir? Send data dot, what is the method? Emit. And what is the latest value, sir? J value. So very simple step, sir. What is the first step? What is the first step? Create the event object. This event object, I want to send it to the outside world. That is why what is the one, sir? @output. @output. What is the next one we are doing? For any data updates, we need to call what is the method? Emit method. So it will raise the event. Sir, I have the data. Now I will go to the component and create the things. What is the one? Accept data. What is the method I am configuring? Accept data. And what is the one? New value. Observe this dot I equal to new value. This dot I equal to what's it? New value. This dot I equal to new value. So everything is there. Now go here. What is the one we are going to configure? Any new updates. What is the one? Send data equal to. What is the one we are going to configure? Accept data. Don't think that these are predefined methods, sir. This is my user defined methods. You can also configure as you like. So this event represents the latest data coming from the server from the comp child, and this is the new value I am assigning towards I. So everything is ready. Now see, sir, we can transfer the data from where to where? Parent to the child, as well as what's, sir? Child to the parent. Child to the parent. Now I am going to write this code in the parent as well as the child. Now participate in the session and let us understand one by one. First step, create the object. What is the one I am doing? Send data equal to what's, sir? New event emitter. New event emitter. Now I am asking @output. @output. Now we provided the output decorator. What is the purpose of the output decorator, sir? Event handling. Right now we are creating the event, sir, but event handling is happening in the child or is happening in the parent? Try to understand event handling. So right now you are raising the event, sir. Raising the event is happening in the child, but actual execution logic is available in where, sir? Actual execution logic is available in the parent. So how to transfer the event, sir? What is the code we are going to configure? This dot. What is the next one? Send data dot. What is the one? Emit. So what is the code I need to configure? This dot j. So can we add? That's what I'm telling, buddy. By using the @ input, we cannot transfer the data from where to where? Child to the parent. Child to the parent. Only from where to where I can transfer? From the parent to the child. If you want to transfer the data from child to the parent, what is the decorator I need to? What is the thing I need to do? Not the property binding. We need to give the event binding. That is why we are creating the event and we are sending the event and we are registering the method. So right now, let us go to the C1 template. Any data is happening, call what function? Accept data. So this is the way. Now you can have these things. So this is the way I'm going to configure my application. Now I'm asking, if you want to transfer the data from the parent to the child, what is the decorator we are going to configure? @input. If you want to transfer the data from the child to the parent, what is the procedure, sir? Use the property binding or use the event binding? Use the event binding. So how to create your own event, sir? By using what is the class we are using? Event emitter. Event emitter. So how to create an object for this one, sir? New. There is no rocket science in this one. Once you create the object, once you create the object, what is the code they are doing? This dot event object dot emit. This dot event object dot emit. Update data. Now I am asking the question. Once we are sending the event, you are throwing the ball, sir. Think like we are sending the event is nothing but we are throwing the ball. Someone need to catch the ball. So how they are doing this one, sir? Configure a method. That is nothing but whenever the event happen, whenever you click on the plus button, it will update the data. This is a event. I need to transfer the data from the child to the parent. That is why this dot event object dot emit. Now we are sending the data. We are throwing the ball. Who will catch the updated data, sir? Parent, by using a method. So we are doing very simple one. Send data is the event is happening and we are capturing the one and we are executing we are modifying the I with the new value. So this is the way we are going to send the data from the parent to the child as well as the child to the parent. So if you want to work with this object data, you can configure num instead of number, you can easily configure the object related things. You can easily configure the object related things. It is up to user. So start and what is the one? Input and output. Sir, I have the input output, but when I can use the input output, sir? Always or when there is a relationship? When I can use this one, sir? Always or when there is a relationship, then only we can use this. When there is a relationship. What is the relationship, sir? Parent to the child. What is the relationship? I have the parent to the child relationship in the components. So next step is nothing but I want to work with a individual components. I want to work with a individual components. How to transfer the data? How to transfer the data? So right now, let me show you this. Now observe here, sir. In the app component, we are writing the C1 and C2. Now tell me, C1, C2 are the childs of what component? App component. But right now, C1, C2 are siblings and don't have what relationship? Parent and child relationship. C1, C2 are two individual components and it doesn't have what relationship? Parent and child relationship. In this scenario, how to transfer the data? Most of the time in our projects, we are going to have this kind of things. Sir, how to proceed if I have this kind of requirement? At that time, I'm going to use my a our own means a new service to transfer the data from the parent to the child, from sorry, between the two different components. Common service. What is the one I'm going to say? Common service. What is the purpose of this service, sir? Transfer the data or provide the data or share the data between the components. It is used to provide or share the data between components. First step. What is the first step, sir? Create a service. Second step. Create a service. What is the second step, sir? Create a property to store the data. Create a property to store the data. I guess most of you know this one. Third point, create create, get and set methods for the data. Create, get and set methods for the data. So what are the things, sir? What is the first step? Create a service and create a property. What is the third one? Create, get and set methods for the data. Fourth point is nothing but very simple. Inject this service to all the components, to all the required components. I need to use this word, required components. So very simple, sir. What is the first step? Create a service. You already know how to create a service. What is the next one? Create a property to store the data. What is the next one? Create, get and set methods for the data. What is the next one, sir? Inject means I want this logic. How you are going to do this one, sir? Get the service object. So all the participating components who wants the data, all the participating components who wants the data need this service and just provide the service. So let us do this one. Words little bit means we have observe what is the service name. I am taking S1. So very simple. Observe a hyphen service and service one. So I created the service. Next step. What is the next one step, sir? Data. So I want to transfer all types of data. That is why what is the data type I am taking? Any. Now observe what is the one? Get data. What are the methods, sir? Get data. What is the code? Return this dot data. And in the same way, what is the other method we are having? Set data. So very simple. What is the one? Return this dot. Sorry. Set data means what, sir? Accept new data and assign to the existing one, or new data is new value. So we need to store it into the current variable. This dot data equal to what's a new value. So this is the way we are going to write the one. So we created the service, we created the property to store the data, and we provided the getter method as well as the setter method, So we provided the one. Next step is what, sir? Whenever a new service is created, we need to register the service in the section provider section. And what is the one we are going to configure? Service one. I provided the service, sir. Now let us go to the component. Very simple. What is the code we are going to write? Constructor. Observe private S1. Class name is service one. So we provided the data, and in the same way we need to inject in all the participating components. We need to inject in all the participating components J colon number. So this is the way we are going to configure. So we have the one, sir. So we have the private variable, S1 variable, service one variable. Now we provided the one. Right now I want to transfer the data from where to where, sir? Parent to the child. That is why observe I am doing what is the one, sir? Button plus. So very simple. I am simulating the data transfer event, sir. M1. I'm calling what function, sir? M1. So observe in the C1 component, I am doing a update to the M1. So observe what is the code. This dot I equal to this dot I plus 2. So now tell me this data I want to transfer to the C2. How it is, sir? First store in the service. This dot S1. What is the method I need to call? What is the function I need to call on the 18th line? Very good, ready. Very good. Very good, Basha. Very good, Aravind, Suraj, Doraya, Laharika. Very good. Very good, guys. So right now I need to call what is the method, sir? Set data means store the data. What is the value, sir? This dot I. My dumus my. This dot I. M2. Now what is the next step, sir? Button get. So now observe, I want to access the data. That is why what, sir? Click M2. Observe this dot J equal to this dot S1 dot. I am asking here. Tell me what is the function I need to call to access the data? What is the function, sir? Get data. Awesome. Awesome, sir. Very good. We are calling what is the method? Get data. So let me show you this one. Refresh. See. Tell me, sir. You are able to access the data from where to where? You are able to access the data from where to where? C1 to the C2. In the same way, you can call the set2 method and provide the get method over there in the C1. You can transfer the data C1 to the C2 as well as C2 to the C1 as well as C to the C1 as well as C2 to the C1. So in this way, I can transfer the data from where to where? Child to the parent as well as parent to the child. Child to the parent as well as child to the parent. So we can easily transfer the data set. So, but what is the problem with this approach? What is the problem with this approach? See, sir, you can understand the problem. Is it a manual update or automatic update? Manual update. Do you like the manual updates, sir? Do you like the manual updates? Never. Everything it will should complete within the fingertips. So now tell me, in the real time, would we like the manual updates? Never. Never. Customer like the manual update? Never. So what is the ideal processor? Automatic updates. What is the ideal process will be automatic updates. How to achieve this one? Automatic updates. So let me copy this example into our shared drive. Guys, my suggestion for you, all of you practice these three different scenarios, because the next scenario is little bit advanced. I don't want to explain this scenario today. I will explain the scenario tomorrow, because we need some hands-on experience on this first these examples. Then I will explain that tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock. Tomorrow I will explain those things 8 o'clock, and tomorrow I will show you at the rate view child as well as view children, as well as component life cycle also, as well as I am going to discuss the component life cycle also. So everything will be complete tomorrow. Okay. And Saturday, Sunday, we will have the classes, and we can learn more about REST API programming. And from Monday onwards, if the common God, so the question is, sir, where to define the God in the child or parent module? Always define the God based on the usage, sir. If the common God, register in the define in the parent module. If it is a if it is a used in only child module, define in the child module. It is based on the usage, buddy. If it is a common, go for the parent. If it is a specific, go for the child. Go for the child. Basha, you understand, right? If it is a common, go for the parent. If it is a specific, go to the child. Okay. I'm going to stop this class, and tomorrow we can meet at the same time and we can discuss about the things. Again, I'm telling, I can explain the next two concept like by using how to automate this one, but again I'm telling there is a maturity. When we need to walk, we need to walk. When we need to crawl, we need to crawl. And when we need to run, we need to run. There is a some pace is there. That is why I'm stopping this class today. Okay, you understand, right? So tomorrow we can meet at the same time and we can discuss the things. So I'm stopping the class, and thank you.